Don't forget to use those chapters for over 55 games, starting with Gran Turismo 7 25th Anniversary Digital Deluxe Edition cranks the immersion full throttle in the most breathtaking racing experience, and it's 40 to 45% off right now. Over 43,000 people have rated this, 4.37 out of 5 stars, with 84% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And with this Digital Deluxe Edition, you are getting the PS4 and PS5 versions of the game, along with 1,500,000 credits. And to put that in perspective, 2 million credits is like $27 Canadian on the PlayStation Store, which is almost half the price of this game at this awesome sale price. And you're also getting the special Toyota GR Yaris, as you're seeing right here. I do have a link in the description featuring that video that you're seeing on here to the actual YouTube channel that is showing this. As well, you're also getting 30 PlayStation Network avatars and the official soundtrack for Gran Turismo 7. And normally I do only promote the standard edition. However, at this 45% off, I do think this is worth getting if you don't own this already. What's really cool is that you can use your DualSense controller playing Gran Turismo while you're charging your PSVR Sense controllers, playing with the traditional classic setup or motion controls where you can steer it just like a racing wheel. And don't forget the PS5 adaptive triggers and unique sense haptics totally enhance the entire game, but I highly recommend getting at least a decent force feedback racing wheel, as it really is absolutely mind-blowing. I've never played anything at the arcades that felt even close to this force feedback wheel, and couple that with the PSVR2 4K HDR OLED display along with the headset haptics, and you're totally living the dream here. Specifically, I'm currently using the Logitech G29 from like 6 years ago, and I'm still really happy with it. But I really do want to upgrade to a direct drive wheel, as they provide the most precise, most realistic next-gen racing experience. So I do have to recommend everyone looking into that and maybe spending the extra couple $100 if you can afford it. And you're seeing that the whole direct drive thing allows you to change up the steering wheel directly to that motorized base, allowing you to essentially switch out any style of wheel. But I personally want to get the Logitech DD Pro, as it touts to have the actual direct drive steering with a life-sized steering wheel, unlike all the other ones I'm seeing here on the market. Now, if you really want to feel everything without connecting directly to the Matrix, you can clamp that racing wheel onto the yaw motion simulator, and as you can see right here, the sense of speed and braking would be perfectly translated in real life, like having an amusement park in your living room. Legit. Of course, quality does cost money, and this thing is at least a couple thousand US, but I do want to show you guys what's currently possible now at home, especially with the PSVR2 setup here. And for those of you like me who were able to get the PS5 Pro, I want to give a shout out to Cusman. In the comments last time GT7 was on sale, he had explained in excellent detail on how to set up the video output settings to eliminate the reprojection in GT7. This is at the cost of the HUD element showing more wonkiness, which, to be honest, I shut the HUD off completely, so it's perfect for me. Thanks so much, Cusman, for sharing that info. That's truly game-changing stuff. Very much appreciated. And everyone, please check out Cusman's YouTube channel for many other gameplay demonstrations that you can't find anywhere else. Awesome. And for those of you that are still unsure whether or not Gran Turismo 7 is for you, as Cusman mentions here, you can check out My First Gran Turismo on the PlayStation Store for free right now. And yes, this is PlayStation VR2 compatible. And I gotta say, I didn't realize how much content the free trial offers here. This is a beginner-friendly introduction to the world of racing, crafted to bring the most excitement of Gran Turismo to new players. It captures the essence of those unforgettable first laps in a streamlined, approachable experience. Players can unlock achievements by completing a variety of fun and engaging challenges that introduce essential racing techniques such as cornering, braking, and acceleration. Set record times across an array of challenges, including 3 race events, time trials, and license tests. Feel the exhilaration of driving 18 unique cars through a variety of scenarios that sharpen your racing craft on 3 iconic Gran Turismo circuits: Kyoto Driving Park, Deep Forest Raceway, and Trial Mountain Circuit. Either way, this is a true system seller, and you'll always have something to play for years to come, whether in single player mode, campaign, against Sophie the super sophisticated AI, and of course online multiplayer with its online worldwide tournaments. The only real negative for some of you is that the game requires an internet connection to play even single player, so just a heads up on that. Celebrating the recently released paid DLC that is VR compatible, this flat screen game is perfectly ported to VR in Hitman, World of Assassination, and it's currently 60% off. Just be sure to pay that $10 American for that PSVR2 upgrade on the PlayStation Store, download it and install it, then load the game to unlock the Ultimate Edition to literally become Agent 47. Almost 50,000 people have rated the flat and VR version combined, making it 4.38 out of 5 stars, with 83% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And just a few months ago, I made a video detailing all the DLC that currently works on the PSVR2, excluding the latest paid DLC featuring the legendary Bruce Lee, which I'm going to go over with you in just a second. But first, the main DLC that you're absolutely going to want to get is the Deluxe add-on pack, because most of this DLC is VR compatible. This is the exact same content that is included in Hitman World of Assassination Deluxe Edition, which I'm guessing will be on sale again in the next few weeks. And yes, you do save a bit more if you wait and get that bundle together instead. That said, if you already own the main game, I do recommend you get the Deluxe add-on pack at 30% off here. And with that awesome add-on pack, you're getting 2 new maps, New York and Haven Island, that are VR compatible, but the 2 Sniper Assassin maps are not in VR. However, when it comes to those unlockable deluxe items and suits, you will be able to use the Winter Sports Pack, which features the Snowball, Quick Draw, Pitten, Arctic Toolbox, and Winter Sports Suit. As well, the Smart Casual Pack includes the Smart Casual Suit, IO Elite S2VP earphones, and the ICA Flash Phone. The Executive Pack features the ICA Executive Briefcase, the ICA 19 Black Lily, and the Midnight Black Suit. And the Collector's Pack has a Remote Concussion Collector's Rubber Duck, and the Midnight Black Suit in that one as well. Interesting. The Special Assignment Packs number 1 and 2 are currently not available in VR. However, there are 6 deluxe escalations that are VR compatible and are unique in that they offer more items and cosmetics as a reward for completing them. The digital soundtrack, digital World of Hitman book, and director commentary for the mission introduction are not available in VR, as far as I know. And what's really cool is that all 7 of the deadly sins are also playable in VR. This contains cosmetic items which are rewarded for completing these special escalation contracts. It claims that the levels feature unique game mechanics not found elsewhere in the trilogy. And nestled into the storyline, the 7 Deadly Sins hallucinations take place sometime after Agent 47 is poisoned in Mendoza. The next thing to mention is that there are now 3 celebrity elusive targets that are VR compatible, but are separate paid DLC. Each has a cosmetic and item pack you can buy in the PlayStation Store with the latest and greatest.
Our client has reactivated Agent Bruce Lee.
The recently released Bruce Lee pack is VR compatible, but is currently not on sale. And with this, you are getting the yellow tracksuit, the collie sticks, the jade dagger, the golden dragon scissors, and the dragon, which is a 2-level arcade contract featuring the infiltrator elusive target. And this also includes a set of cosmetics for the Freelancer safe house inspired by the iconic elusive target mission, which I'm happy to report the Freelancer mode is now VR compatible.
Looking for a cozy, creative VR adventure? Hop on board.
Now's the time to get all aboard with the coolest, most chill single-player board game puzzle experience in Toy Trains, and it's currently 80% off right now. Over 275 people rated it 4.51 out of 5 stars, with 88% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, and me giving it a 5 for sure, hands down, especially after that Infinite Loop update. And quickly, just speaking to this, I have to say, I did not buy this game. This was sent to me by the developers, and again, I expected nothing going into it because I did not have a Toy Train set growing up, and I had no interest whatsoever in playing like the sandbox mode, but I just didn't understand the game was actually designed as a puzzle game to begin with, which is amazing. This is another pick up and play experience. Quite literally, you can just pop the game in and it walks you through step by step how to do each stage properly. And what I mean is, the premise of the game is extremely simple. Quite literally, you just have a construction site in the middle of the board, and then you have a couple houses sitting there to begin with. All you have to do is make a railroad track, literally connecting that house to the construction site. Or if you have multiple houses, you can have one railroad track connecting to both houses and the construction site, doing a complete loop. Or you can choose to do one track per house, meaning that you just have one track connected to that one house and that construction site with like multiple tracks going on at once. That's the beauty of this game. You literally can solve the puzzle the way that you want it with no time limit whatsoever. Even the pieces that you're given, it legit looks like a game manual. You're holding it out of the box and you can see what pieces they offer. Again, in the beginning, they're just giving you like a corner piece in a straight line. And as the stages progress, you get more and more pieces to use, to the point that you're about maybe halfway through the game, if not a little farther, and you have all the pieces to use. But again, each stage, they show you how to use a specific piece like a slope or a tunnel or a bridge in that one stage. And I do have to say this, had I reviewed this game before the Infinite Loop update, I would have been disappointed because it just picked up at level 9 out of 10. Right at the end of the game, I'm like, oh, okay, these are challenging courses now, if not just the last one. With this Infinite Loop update, they did include a plethora of new challenging puzzles, and I gotta say, that's where the game's at. But the sandbox mode is advertised in this new update. That is not at all appealing to me. I mean, I just touched it for a second. I didn't care for it. It's the puzzles, and they're so good, so good. So I do feel like anybody that's bought this game in the past, if you have not revisited this since the Infinite Loop update, it is a completely new game. It's 10 times better, honestly. So really cool that the developers added all this extra content for free because it really made the game for me. Every challenge in that update was better than any of the challenges in the original game. So cool and so therapeutic. You know, that's what I want to say. This game is therapy. At the end of the day, just chill out. Even standing or sitting, it doesn't matter. In Ragnarock, you're going to lead your Viking ship to victory in this VR rhythm-based music game. And it's 88% off. Over 540 people have rated this 4.17 out of 5 stars, with 76% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And what I absolutely love about this game immediately is the actual music. You're going to pound your drums to the sound of epic music from Celtic rock to Viking power metal and set sail against your rivals in multiplayer mode. The better you do, obviously, the faster your boat goes, and you're going to see your opponents right beside you as they're trying to play perfectly and you're racing beside them. I think that is so kick-ass. And that multiplayer mode actually features up to 6 players, or simply play solo and you can race against ghost ships to add some competition. And if you're unsure if this game is for you, you can check out the Ragnarock demo for free on the PlayStation Store right now.
Do not wait for the rest of the crew. I repeat.
Harpagun is a fast-paced arcade shooter with a unique twist, and it's currently 80% off right now. Only 34 people have rated it 4.12 out of 5 stars, with 85% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And the PlayStation Store simply says that you're gonna smash alien critters, argue with your dysfunctional crew, and destroy everything in sight. Use weapons or everyday objects with a gravity ray to wreak havoc. Built for VR, it delivers chaotic fun, immersive combat, and a wild, hilarious storyline. Interesting. Other than that, I have no idea what this game is truly about. Anyone out there, if you own this, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know in the comments section whether or not we should grab this at that sale price.
Life is a continuum.
Chernobyl Again is an adventure game that takes place in the 3D scanned Chernobyl exclusion zone for a more immersive and engaging experience. And it's currently 80% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 85% off total. Over 140 people rated this 3.36 out of 5 stars, with just over half the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 1/3 of them did give this 1 or 2 stars. That said, I'm now actually really pumped to try this game out because this is one of the 19 natively compatible games that utilizes the bHaptic tack suit and tack sleeves that's guaranteed to elevate the atmospheric immersion to the next level. In Chernobyl Again, you're going to explore the zone, experience its dark atmosphere, and follow a story full of unexpected twists and various kinds of puzzles you'll solve while traveling through space and time. Your goal will be to stop the Chernobyl nuclear power plant explosion and the consequences it brings not only to our timeline, but to alternate futures that have become available to us thanks to your discovery of time travel. To add to this story, living without parents isn't easy. You know that well. To the world, you are a successful Ukrainian scientist responsible for discovering time travel. But deep down, you're an adult that desperately wants to see your parents again. This is what drove all of your scientific experiments. But the world doesn't care about your idealistic motives. Mighty external political forces dream of restoring the old world order using you and your discoveries, even if that means leaving a trail of scorched earth and ending your life. Now it's your call whether to follow their orders or find allies and attempt to thwart their evil plans. Just remember that in a world full of lies, mystery, and special interests, the only person you can trust is yourself. Man, that sounds awesome. B99 Overclocked is a first-person shooter roguelike in a vision of cyberspace pulled from the 1980s, and it's currently 80% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 90% off total. Only 41 people have rated it since it launched a couple of years ago, 3.68 out of 5 stars, with 61% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 22% did give this 1 or 2 stars. With dungeons randomly generated each playthrough, you can choose between dungeon, survival, and casual modes, where you will come across 24 different weapons weapons, along with 17 power-ups on your way to defeat 10 unique bosses. And from what I understand, the contrast and colors on the 4K HDR OLED display really pop with this one. And many on Reddit have expressed enjoyment with this when it was previously on sale over a year ago, saying it was totally worth the sale price, but there was a group of people that was saying that the smooth turning wasn't fast enough on the right stick, which I personally don't use in any VR game, the headset haptics were missing, and the height felt a little off. Those issues might have been patched a long time ago, but I can't say because I've never played this before. Anyone out there, if you owned it, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know if we should grab this at that awesome sale price. Flat to VR Studios perfectly ports the multi-award winning flat screen rhythm game Trombone Champ Unflattened, and it's currently 30% off right now. Over 270 people have already rated it 4.68 out of 5 stars, with 95% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Sounds awesome. Wield your virtual trombone across 58 tracks spanning anthems, marches, classical bangers, and folk classics. Each piece is handcrafted to keep you honking and sliding to your heart's content, with plenty of surprises and unlockables along the way to keep you coming back for more. Toot your way through an all-new campaign as you unlock fresh challenges and climb the leaderboards on your way to glory. Amass a treasure trove of trombones, each one wilder than the last, with 25 plus unique designs. Build your ultimate deck with 50 tromboner cards packed with absurd trivia and legendary trombone lore. And just recently, they released the Undertale Song Pack DLC with the list of songs included here. However, it's not on sale right now. But I have only heard great things about this game. Anyone in the comments section that owns it, plays it, loves it, or hates it, please let us know whether or not we should grab this at that sale price. I'm assuming so with that incredible rating there. Tetris Effect Connected is the coolest version of the most iconic game, and it's 50% off. Over 7,000 people have rated it 4.58 out of 5 stars, with 90% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And just recently, I discovered how much more immersive the game is using the bHaptics TacSuit Pro Audio-to-Haptics feature. Wow. Oh boy. You know, I wasn't expecting anything really from the Audio-to-Haptics. And this is an excellent demo, I want to say. Or game for it, truly. Oh, that feels so good on the back. It's like I get a reward of a back massage when I get a Tetris. Seriously. So cool. So cool. Oh, man. I'm feeling the bass in my back. Oh, it's so fucked up. Oh, I love that. I love that. Yes. Yes. I love that sensation when that happens. It's almost as if I feel all those particles pulling from up to down. Man. Oh, just my belly. This area is just lighting up. It's so neat. When I'm moving like this, left and right, this is doot, 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 doot. So cool. Oh, the back just went crazy there. Amazing. When I'm moving, rolling over the D-pad onto these areas, only my lower ab all around just boom, boom. Yeah, whereas the music is still kicking in to the top pecs and then the lower area. Very cool, man. Like, very cool. I'm kind of speechless. When I'm doing this, it's going across from my left to right. It's not just everywhere all at once like you'd expect sound just being converted into the haptics. It somehow distinguishes them and separates them to my pecs and my back, and then all of them at once. You know, it's as if it was designed for it. You would have tricked me for sure had it been seen that this was native. I would have thought, absolutely. And I gotta say, you know, I grew up with the Tetris for sure. I do think this is the best version by far. Love the VR medium, love the effects, but it's the way that the actual game adapts to every rotation, every movement you do. It actually has that sound effect connect with you in game. It's like you're actually integrated into it. It's really hard to describe that to you, but unlike the PSVR 1 that I did play and I thought it was good, the particle effects were not that great on PSVR 1. In this game, everything shines so brilliant, so colorful, so vibrant, so smooth. And I have to hammer this in. All of you out there, like me, who are playing PSVR 2 and you gotta wait for your DualSense controllers to charge at like an hour, this is when you put in Tetris and use your DualSense controller and play that way. And before you know it, you've had a few games, all of a sudden your PSVR Sense controllers are charged. So for that alone, just having another PSVR 2 game to play while your controllers are charging, awesome. There's a journey mode, that campaign, that's what I'm doing. It just throws you into an area and then you start playing. It's really interesting. And the connected part, they have this online multiplayer mode with up to 4 other people or 3 other people at the same same time. I have not played it before. Again, I do highly recommend if you have this on PSVR1, just pay that upgrade fee instead of buying it again. Much cheaper, and it is totally worth it. Now, it's time to play the real Tetris made with full VR mechanics. This is Vetrix Worlds, and it's 60% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 70% off total. Only 46 people have rated it 4.41 out of 5 stars, with 89% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And what I mean by the real Tetris in VR, as you can see on screen here, you're actually having to use your physical hands to grab the actual blocks and rotate them, realistically, and place them in that area. So cool. And you can do this playing again competitively against somebody beside you, or cooperatively where they're on the opposite side working on the other layer. There's 2 layers of Tetris blocks going on there, one in the foreground and one in the background. So unlike Tetris, you're getting that full 3D effect where you're using the block and rotating it forward and backward, not just left and right. Very cool, guys. Awesome. From the PlayStation 2 to the PlayStation VR 2, Rez Infinite is currently 50% off right now. Over 6,500 people have rated it 4.49 out of 5 stars, with 86% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And to speak to this from experience, I did try this on PSVR 1. I did not play this on PS2, 20 some years ago. However, I was really disappointed on PSVR 1, I gotta say. The first level, it was just like 2 or 3 enemies coming at me, and I was like, okay, I really did not get the addictive factor whatsoever and all the awards that I won. And then I rolled the dice, paid the upgrade path, and I'm so happy that I did, because the game is so much better than the PSVR 1 version. It really is. With the 4K HDR OLED display, this game literally shines. It is gorgeous. Honestly, so cool. Such a trip. And I can't believe this game existed like 20 years ago. Legit, as you're seeing it, but on flat screen. So really bizarre that this actually adapts very well to the VR medium. You can choose to take advantage of the eye tracking technology where you're just looking and it locks onto the enemies this way. But I highly recommend just using your VR Sense controllers and aiming manually that way. And it was so much fun. So much fun. And unlike the PSVR 1 or the PS2 versions, this one includes an Area X mode. Get ready to feel a symphony of bullets as your body moves to the rhythm and you blast your way to the beat in this award-winning action rhythm game in Pistol Whip, and it's 45% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 50% off total. That said, if you're a PlayStation Premium member, this game is already a part of your catalog, so do not buy this game. Over 2,500 people have rated it 4.63 out of 5 stars, with 92% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And I can understand why, because this is instant pick up and play action where you simply shoot and hit your targets to the beat to get the highest score on the leaderboards, all while trying to survive as you progress forward, ducking, dodging and weaving every deadly encounter. And if you get injured, simply wait to pistol whip an enemy whenever they appear in front of you to get the upper hand and gain some health to keep you in the game, hopefully until the end of that song. And what an incredible difference the PSVR 2 makes, as you can see all the bells and whistles right here. Captain Toonhead vs. the Punks from Outer Space is an over-the-top tower defense game, and it's currently 50% off right now. Only 50 people have rated this so far, 4.6 out of 5 stars, with 92% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. I have not played the game before, but from what I understand, you do play the traditional tower defense game in third-person mode, setting up your base, and then you go into first-person mode and actually do the action or the combat side of things here. VR Scout has said Captain Toonhead might be the most over-the-top VR game ever. As well, VR GameFAQs has said one of the best tower defense games I've ever played in VR. And shout out to Banana Joe in the comments last time that this was on sale, saying that they really enjoyed it, giving it a 7 out of 10, and were able to complete the story campaign in about 3 to 5 hours and are still playing it to get the last 2 trophies. This is the standard tower defense, but they like that you can shoot as yourself along with the other towers. Thanks so much for sharing your experience with us, Banana Joe. Very much appreciated. If you love the Rock Band or Guitar Hero, I highly recommend you check out Drums Rock Deluxe Edition, because it's 50% off right now. Over 1,400 people have rated it 4.27 out of 5 stars, with 79% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And if you're unsure whether or not the game is for you, definitely check out that Drums Rock free demo right now. And that's what I did, and I was able to get an actual sense of flavor of what the game felt like, and I was totally impressed with the actual haptics on the controllers as well as the headset haptics. I didn't actually check out the eye tracking for the score, didn't play it enough, but yes, this is sit down, pick up and play instant action. Aside from the arcade aspect, the game actually does feature a full-fledged 4-hour campaign and then fight 2 bosses along the way. Very cool. The game does keep getting all of this love and support so much DLC going on. And speaking of which, in the Deluxe Edition, you are getting the Power Metal Music Pack. Specifically, you're getting Hearts on Fire by Hammerfall, King for a Day by Battle Beast, Blood of the Elves by Blind Guardian, When Angels Kill by Fifth Angel, Higher by Northtail, Twilight Force by Twilight Force. And with the Undertale DLC, in that you're getting Hopes and Dreams, Megalovania. As well, you're getting some other goodies here, such as the Undertale drums, drumsticks, hands, and the exclusive Undertale scene. And what's really cool is getting that as well unlocks this extra difficulty mode for all songs going forward. So I do feel that is one of the most necessary DLCs to get for Drums Rock. And you're also getting the latest Smashfest music pack, which includes Silver Tongue by Alter Bridge, Army of the Night by Powerwolf, Pisces by Ginger, Keelhauled by Ailstorm, Puts Force by Gloryhammer, While Love Died by Northward, Stardust by Delane, Dost Elft Gadot, I'm sorry for butchering that, somebody I cannot pronounce, Master of the Universe by Angus Mix6. That ought to keep you busy for a while, I would think. And if you're still unsure whether or not this game is for you, you should totally check out the Drums Rock demo on the PlayStation Store itself. Gear up and get ready to explore and scavenge the land solo, or better yet, squad up with your friends and use your wits, skills, and collective resources to survive in this epic adventure that is known to be extremely addictive and rewarding the more time that you put into it. This is Ghosts of Tabor, which is the only hardcore extraction-based VR first-person shooter, which is a player versus environmental survival game on the PSVR2, and it's currently 25% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 30% off total. Over 860 people rated it 3.81 out of 5 stars, with 69% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 20% did give this 1 star. And from what I understand, this game notoriously has some jank to it, but everyone says it's totally fine and not game-breaking whatsoever. And from what I'm hearing, it sounds like the negative reviews stem strictly from it being very challenging playing solo, as it requires some patience and practice to collect resources and complete some missions, making it much more difficult to survive with real people as enemies like you trying to survive while other NPCs are out there trying to get you too. Which actually sounds super appealing to me, seriously. Aside from just surviving, you'll need to complete missions with vendors in order to unlock special goods, and you can also visit the marketplace to source anything you may need for your next raid.
Ever wonder where you'd land?
Escaping Wonderland is a new chapter in the Down the Rabbit Hole saga, and it's currently 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 35% off total. Only 68 people have rated it so far, 4.87 out of 5 stars, with 97% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Nice! Mingle with marvelous creatures from the world of Alice in Wonderland and puzzle your way through perplexing challenges and lose yourself in an enchanting landscape where up is down, left is right, and nothing is quite as it seems. With hours of gameplay brimming with brain teasers, you must help Molly navigate her way through the delightful diorama-style immersive environments and unearth the curious truth about what this whimsical whirlwind is all about. Discover what Molly is really escaping from as you slowly recover her memory. The whole theme of the game truly intrigues me. Anyone out there, if you own this, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know if we should grab this at that sale price. Sounds like a no-brainer based on those reviews so far. VRider SBK drops you into the heart of the officially licensed Superbike World Championship, and it's currently 33% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 7% more, making it 40% off total. Over 120 people have rated it 3.93 out of 5 stars, with 74% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 14% did give this 1 star. Lean into every turn and blast down straights at over 200 miles an hour across 14 world tracks alongside 23 official riders. You're going to ride 5 elite machines, the Ducati, BMW, Kawasaki, Honda, and Yamaha, using next-gen gesture-based controls designed for immersive VR. Go head-to-head in global player versus player multiplayer, dominate the solo tournament mode, or challenge the clock in ghost races. With its unique Simcade gameplay blend, VRider SBK delivers blistering speed, unforgiving realism, and pure two-wheeled exhilaration. Very cool. When I go to play this one, I'll be trying this on my exercise bench leaning forward like I did with Runner. Crossfire Sierra Squad is a hugely popular single-player campaign with multiplayer squad-based missions, and it's currently 40% off right now. Over 2,100 people have rated it 3.99 out of 5 stars, with 74% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 10% did give this 1 star. And I can speak to this really quick. The launch of the game did have a ton of bugs. Then a month or two later, they totally rectified everything. And then another month later, they actually add another massive patch that fixed all the introduction levels. After a few updates now of the game since launch, I can recommend it at that price. And unlike all the other first-person shooters that focus on the online competitive multiplayer, this is about the single-player campaign and the squad-based co-op missions. So cool. And it does include 39 types of weapons featuring pistols, rifles, throwable and throwbackable grenades and sniper rifles with revolutionary scope mechanics, giving you plenty of options to dispatch 17 types of enemies. And in classic arcade fashion, you'll engage with heavy artillery like helicopters and LAVs. The one thing I highly recommend, because I did play the game all the way through on the default, which was arcade, I did not like it. You need to play realism mode. I'm showing you right now when you buy the game, just change that to realism. And with that, you're going to actually take your enemies down with 1 or 2 bullets. That said, you will also go down in 1 or 2 hits. So it totally encourages you to take cover at all times, which I absolutely love playing in full room scale VR. Playing that way feels the way that I wanted the game to begin with. So I ended up playing it all the way through, unfortunately, arcade. Thankfully, letting you guys know, go the realism route right away. Highly recommend that. And then there are 50 squad missions for single player or 2-player co-op. And of course, they have this 4-player horde mode co-op, which I've never played before. So the replayability, the amount of content is absolutely there. So yeah, really cool that we have that option to play a first-person shooter campaign-based game. Inspired by 80s retro horror, this popcorn game is all about survival, thrills, and pure fun in Get Out, and it's 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 20% more, making it 50% off total. Only 67 people have rated it so far, 4.16 out of 5 stars, with 79% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And get this, Get Out is the most recent game to get native compatibility for the bHaptics tack suit and tack sleeves that will take the action and fear to a whole new level that I've never experienced before. Be sure to subscribe, as I'll definitely be playing every game possible that works with this FPS bundle, and be sure to check out bHaptics.com, as it's actually on sale right now. In this game, you play as Dean, a patient trapped in a sinister prison-like mental asylum. The walls of this place hide unspeakable secrets and terrifying experiments carried out on lost souls. In this asylum, nightmarish creatures born from inhuman experiments prowl the dark corridors. With your hands restrained by a straitjacket, you must navigate through complex puzzles and deadly challenges. Each solved puzzle brings you closer to the truth about the horrors that lie behind the facility's locked doors. Will you be able to evade the traps of your mind while facing creatures that seem to be reflections of your own fears? The fight for survival is much more than a simple escape. It is a journey through the twists and turns of the human psyche. What's also included is the exclusive DLC, Dean's Dream, where you play as a baby who can barely walk and seeks to understand the strange world around him. And the game that started it all. Very Bad Dreams and Very Bad Dreams Anniversary Edition are both on sale at 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 20% more, making it 50% off total. Both are actually the same price, and both have the Dean's Dream DLC, but it's the Anniversary Edition that includes the soundtrack mode. Over 460 people rated it 3.41 out of 5 stars, with 54% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 20% did give this 1 star. In Very Bad Dreams, you'll need to react instinctively to survive this scary world, which is purely dependent upon your real actions. Feel the PSVR sense and headset haptics immerse you when you've been hit by an enemy or when your heart races for dear life. The unique controls will have you run and jump using real gestures, along with holding your head with both hands to keep you becoming mad. Oh, that sounds like such a cool game mechanic. It claims to have many new gameplay elements that will give you the impression of never doing the same thing. Quite simply, the best thing you can do in this game is to flee and not fall into madness. And the more I hear about this game, the more I hear very positive things about it. That said, if you're still unsure whether or not this is for you, I highly recommend you check out the Very Bad Dreams demo on the PlayStation Store right now. Get ready to grab your sticks and celebrate surviving with your friends in the latest update for the recently released co-op mode in Green Hell VR, and it's 45% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 50% off total. Over 840 people have rated it 3.63 out of 5 stars, with 62% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 13% did give this 1 star. Explore the wild rainforest with your friends as you build brand new wooden, bamboo, and mud structures. Set up hunts, defend against predators and hostile tribes, and for the first time ever, create your own animal pen. For those seeking even more adventures with friends, the latest update includes new maps, and the Spirits of Amazonia Part 1 is now available in co-op mode, which is a free expansion that takes place after the 10+ hour campaign. And what's really cool is that it includes a completely new location to explore with an additional 10+ hours of challenging gameplay. And challenging is definitely the word to describe this, as my wife and I have yet to survive one night in the wild. Oh, hello, there you are. that scared me. Oh, that looks good. When you grab your backpack, you can pull it out in front like this and hold it. It's so cool seeing that. Yep, you have nothing. We both have nothing. On the bottom, there's a filter here. See, for food, weapons.
Other.
Yep, and you would put your bow and arrow or your hammer on the side, and then you've got encumbrance on the bottom. See the 50?
Nice. Yeah.
Very cool, eh?
So it tells you the weight.
Yep, that's awesome. You're looking right up to your watch. It's like you can't see it. That's awesome. Yeah, you are. Your eyes are.
It's changing.
1 second, let me try. I wonder. No. Oh, it does work. That's crazy. I didn't think it'd let me. I love how the leaves are flowing.
Oh, there's a bird feather.
Oh, nice. Can you put that in your backpack, please? Awesome. So this is what the whole game is about. We're going to be literally going around chopping shit down, keeping it, building shelters, killing animals. See this? We can use it for flint. Look.
Ah, made it sharper.
We get arrowheads and stuff. Oh, this is awesome. So check this out. The game is actually 10 to 15 hours as a story game, and it was 1 player. Then they added the co-op mode, and I thought it was just a survival mode. Just now I discovered we can play the story together, which is so kick-ass. Oh, wow, guys. Even this leaf here moving in front of my face with that light, illuminating it with the shadows, it looks really good.
Banana?
Yeah, I ate already. Actually, here, I'll take that. We're playing in the same room, man, and this is working flawlessly. That is. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, that is awesome. So if we saw a creature and you try not to make noise, yes. You first. I'd say ladies first, but you're a dude with a beard.
You are a dude with a beard.
So we do look the same, probably. Just know that we're gonna have to sleep and eat and do all that stuff. So the longer we take.
Oh my goodness.
Careful, don't fall, okay? That means that I have. You got the funniest little waddle. It's like you're taking a little poop as you're walking, holding your waist. Oh, that's good. Listen for animals and stuff. Oh, we need a shelter. Yep, that's how you... Oh, watch out! Watch out! Timber. Okay, it's gonna get like... And when I say dark out, you won't be able to see. Oh, shit. So you do know we're probably dead. When I say this to you, not that animals are going to get us starvation or something.
What is in here?
Is that a cave?
Yeah,
Oh,
like a
what?
little...
1 second, 1 second.
A little bit of shelter.
Interesting. Oh, that's so cool.
Uh,
Right?
At least we have a wall behind our backs. We stay awake all night. Hope nothing comes up to kill us.
Welcome to Townsmen VR.
Combining elements of a god game simulation and a classic city builder, Townsmen VR is considered a hidden gem by many in the community, and it's 50% off. Over 450 people rated it 4.27 out of 5 stars, with 83% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Start with a small settlement and expand over a world in a fully voiced campaign and story arching over 13 islands. Build more than 20 unique buildings and upgrade them while you immerse yourself in a thrilling story with many exciting quests, or simply play without restrictions in the sandbox mode with goals set by you. As the population grows, so does the demand for food and goods. Production chains help you see this need, build farms, grind the grain harvested at the mill, and bake delicious bread for your townies. But what if your mill won't operate without a breeze? Simply give the mechanism a push with your hands. Amongst other things, you can slap lazy workers with a fish or help citizens collect about 20 different raw materials. See the world you helped create from the view of a townsman. Yep, you can shrink yourself to experience your town at eye level with your townies. Eventually, you'll recruit brave soldiers and build catapults, bows, and crossbows to protect your island from the Black Knight's raiding henchmen. But don't worry, your personal advisor, Sir Clunkalot, will accompany you on your virtual tour of the medieval age with valuable tips. Humanity is a unique blend of puzzle solving and action platforming, and it's 50% off. That said, if you're a PlayStation Plus Extra member, this game is already in your catalog, so do not buy this. With over 3,000 people rating it 4.19 out of 5 stars, 79% of the audience gave this 4 or 5 out of 5. This is a unique blend of puzzle solving and action platforming. Humanity puts the fate of all mankind in your hands. So yeah, you are literally a dog charged with commanding massive marching crowds to jump, turn, push, float, shoot, and climb their way to salvation. Guide the masses through 90 plus stages filled with obstacles, enemies, puzzles, unlockable skills, and wild boss fights in the narrative campaign. Very cool. Or you can browse a wide array of user-made levels or build your own, crafted via the super easy-to-use in-game stage creator. Talk about awesome replayability there. You know, that alone just intrigues me. And this is a flat-screen game that included a VR option mode, so you can play this on flat screen if you choose to, but I have no idea why you would. Anyone in the comment section that owns this game and plays it or has any experience whatsoever, should we pick this up at that sale price? Kayak VR Mirage is a jaw-dropping and exhilarating journey through beautiful locations, and it's currently 30% off. That said, if you're a PlayStation Premium member, do not buy this game as it's already a part of your catalog. Over 2,900 people have rated it 3.68 out of 5 stars, with 59% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. I can totally speak to this because I do think it looked amazing, but if you were expecting some sort of game, it really isn't. I feel like, you know, you're going through these beautiful locations on a kayak and it looks photorealistic. Legit. I was quite blown away, to be honest with you, how everything just looked. What I wasn't anticipating is the movement in the water bobbing up and down. I'm a VR veteran, but I did get a subtle bit of motion sickness, not actually wanting to puke or anything like that, but yes, definitely thrown off within half hour of playing. But the game totally offers comfort settings, so you don't have to worry about that. I just think I left it at the utmost realistic that I possibly could. But I did go through each location, and again, they were beautiful, but after going through once, I was kind of like, eh. But just recently, they did release the new patch that includes the full multiplayer mode with the full avatar. You know, they're not these cartoony looking characters, they look like real people, so that's really cool that they spent the time and actually made that look amazing. This whole time I thought the multiplayer mode was racing against somebody at all times, but no, it looks like you can casually just hang out with each other as you're going through the courses, so really cool that they did this. Awesome. And they do let you know you can optionally connect your controllers to a stick to give it more of an immersive feel, so when I go to play this again, I'm going to try and do that if I can. But if you want even more content, they're currently offering Soka Valley bundled with the base game at 25% off. However, if you already own the base game, you can get the DLC by itself at 30% off. If Soka Valley doesn't interest you and you want the latest Yucatan DLC, you can get that bundled with the base game instead at 25% off. However, if you already own the base game, you can get the DLC by itself at 30% off. But if you want everything the game has to offer, you can now get the complete edition at 30% off. But honestly, if you just compare the prices for all 3 bundles, you can clearly see the complete edition is by far the best way to go, as it's only $1 or $2 more to spend to get all the DLC versus those 2 other bundles mentioned a second ago. If you're craving more of that crazy kayak experience, then you need to also check out Whitewater VR Extreme Kayaking Adventure, because it's 30% off. Over 140 people have rated it 3.62 out of 5 stars, with 63% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 16% did give this 1 star. With stunning graphics, realistic physics, and heart-pumping action, you'll race against the clock as you navigate through wild waters filled with obstacles and surprises. Experience the rush of whitewater kayaking and breathtaking VR as you navigate through stunning scenery and dodge obstacles along the way while trying to become the best among your friends with the online leaderboards. This is all about racing against the clock and conquering the unique challenges within each environment. Interesting. Anyone in the comment section that owns this, played it, loved it, hate it, whatever, please let us know whether or not we should get this game at that sale price. It's time to get on the most nostalgic gaming ride of your life in pixel-ripped 1995, and it's 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 40% off total. Over 430 people have rated it 4.59 out of 5 stars, with 91% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And for all of you that did grow up with the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, TurboGrafx 16, all of that is referenced within this game, and so cleverly done without using any licensing whatsoever, yet every joke, every reference you'll totally get. After popping this in, not playing it for a couple of years on the PSVR2, seeing the 4K HDR OLED pop immediately, I was blown away. Just wow, how vibrant, how clean, how crisp. Everything looked so cool, guys. And again, if you've never played this before, I gotta say, if you're my age and you grew up with the same systems, you absolutely need to get this game. Now that said, after doing all of that, I did revisit the game again and played the hardcore mode, and I have to say, I was really taken back by the difficulty on this, man. I mean, incredibly hard. In one of the missions fighting a boss, I was legit holding one controller with both hands, and then Old West style using a revolver, you know, just slamming that trigger with my hand constantly. Crazy shit, man. Seriously, I'm actually intimidated to go back because my thumbs were actually aching from pounding those buttons so hard. No joke. So that is the weird factor here. I wasn't expecting that. You know, that kind of turned me off from going back. My thumbs were literally aching, you know, playing the classic Nintendo type Super Nintendo games. But all the nostalgic feel and vibe and gameplay and all that's really cool. So I do recommend this at the sale price for sure if you've never played before. But if you have played this before, just upgrade it for free right now just to see the vibrance, the HDR 4K OLED display, man. You can totally tell immediately how much that clarity and those colors really pop. But I do have to say, now that I've done this again, I do wish the PS5 DualSense controller had lights on it like the PS4 DualShock controller. You know, there's little white lights on your PSVR2 Sense controllers there. You barely see them. But I'm surprised they didn't do that with the DualSense. I'd rather use that DualSense controller playing a game like this. Truly, I would. Kazuna AI Touch the Beat is a new kind of rhythm game, and it's 60% off right now. Over 230 people have rated it 4.52 out of 5 stars, with 90% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And from what you're seeing on screen, it is a new kind of rhythm game where you hang out in a virtual space with this Kazuna AI character. You can play in VR or non-VR mode. I'm not too sure why you wouldn't play in VR mode. And it also includes a view mode, which lets you travel through the game stages free as a bird. And in the game, there are 15 popular songs performed by Kazuna AI, including her massive hit, Hello Morning. And they do claim to have post-launch DLC in the works, including additional songs and outfits and other content, which I'm going to show you right now. None of this is on sale, but you do have the option of getting Touch the Beat Costume 1 Hello World 2020. The second costume here featured was from her 2018 tour, the AI Party Birthday With You. And the third one is a costume and additional song, as you're seeing here, Dogs Chrome featuring KZN. So the game is getting a lot of love and attention. I just can't speak to that personally. Again, anyone in the comments section that does know anything about that game, please speak to it for everyone else. That'd be awesome. Fight, work out, and dance to an intense synthwave soundtrack in Masters of Light, and it's 25% off right now. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 30% off total. Only 43 people have rated it 4.35 out of 5 stars, with 82% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And what's really cool is that this game is natively compatible with the bHaptics tack suit and tack sleeves, integrating those psychedelic sights and sounds directly into your body. Shadows are threatening the galaxy, and it's up to you to join the fight and conquer 36 levels with unlimited replay. Unleash pinpoint accuracy with the PSVR2 eye tracking and feel the thrill of every attack with the Sense Controller haptics, and amplifying the intensity of each battle through its headset haptics. And just recently, the game has had a significant patch, now allowing PSVR2 users to play the game the way the developer originally intended, using the latest hand tracking feature. I've never played this game before and really don't know how to play this, to be honest, but every time I see this trailer, I'm immediately taken back by the music and feel this one could be trippy as fuck. Anyone in the comments section, if you own this, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know if we should grab this at that sale price. PowerBeatsVR is a highly intense VR fitness app featuring a truly customized workout like no other, and it's 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 35% off total.
Get ready.
Box, dodge, and squat to the rhythm of upbeat music and choose between official songs with leaderboards and dozens of professional full-day workouts. Or train with your own music using the auto generator and enjoy endless hours of rewarding and personalized exercise. Combine these workouts in custom playlists and experience even longer training sessions. Have a blast while burning calories and get fit in no time. Only 40 people have rated this 4.1 out of 5 stars, with 81% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And what's really cool is they also offer the Custom Environments add-on pack at 30% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 35% off total. With this, you get 22 built-in Skybox environments, along with the option to use your own Skybox environments, which are 360-degree panorama files for countless training surroundings. You can find a myriad of those files online or simply use Google Street View or a 360-degree camera. With this DLC, there are virtually no limits on where you're going to work out in VR. And yet they offer more DLC with Song Pack 3 and it's 30% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 35% off total. And with this add-on pack, you'll immerse yourself in 12 brand new dynamic songs catering to fitness enthusiasts of all skill levels. Anyone in the comments that owns it, plays it, loves it, or hates it, please let us know your experience and whether or not we should grab this at that sale price. Leap into thrilling warp tunnels and experience the fast-paced action of Space Drop, and it's 20% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 25% off total. Only 11 people have rated it so far, 4 out of 5 stars, with 72% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. Each level presents an adrenaline-pumping sequence in which you simply fly through warp tunnels while dodging obstacles, collecting power-ups, shooting down asteroids, and much more. Get more shields to recover after hitting those obstacles, grab an invincibility pickup, snatch some energy from ammunition, and learn how to use these power-ups effectively in order to dominate the leaderboards. And get this, you can actually create your own levels and experience endless replayability with the custom level generator. Now, if you want to see what the game actually looks and plays like in a full level scenario, I highly encourage you to check out cusman's gameplay footage, as I'm going to leave a link in the description if you guys want to check that out. With improved visuals, interactive environments, and endless ways to cause trouble, Drunkn Bar Fight 2 is currently 20% off. Over 140 people have rated it 3.74 out of 5 stars, with 67% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 17% did give this 1 star. From dive bars to a rooftop party, Irish pub, and even a backstreet alley, take the fight wherever your buzz leads you. Break bottles, hurl furniture, grab exotic items like piñatas or fire extinguishers, or wield bizarre weapons like rubber chickens or tasers while you get drunk and sloppy, sing on stage, play darts, or start a bar brawl with everyone in sight. The choice is yours. And with that, the world fights back as NPCs now react to your antics in smarter and often funnier ways. Expect to get tackled, punched, or even outsmarted by a vengeful bartender. Enhanced ragdoll physics and dynamic reactions make every punch, kick, and thrown chair a comedic masterpiece. To be honest, I didn't even know this sequel existed until now, so I can't speak to this from personal experience, but anyone out there, please pipe in and let us know your thoughts, that way we know whether to grab this at that sale price. And get this, the original game Drunkn Bar Fight is at a bigger discount, 30% off, but yet more expensive than the sequel that's currently on sale. Over 2,200 people have rated this one 3.88 out of 5 stars, with 71% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, but 17% did give this 1 star. With the sounds of classical music and an arrow rushing by your head, Presentiment of Death is constantly compared to Superhot, but with a bow and arrow, and it's 20% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 25% off total. Only 27 people have rated it 3.48 out of 5 stars, with 60% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 22% did give this 1 star. From what I understand, the game is extremely simple, where you just stand in one place like Superhot and watch enemies rush towards you in slow motion. That is until you pull the bowstring, and that's where time speeds up. Everyone online says that this is pick up and play fun from start to finish, where each scene has you shoot to a classical soundtrack, and then you move on to the next scene just like Superhot. Again, everyone's saying this is super fun, but the major negative is that the game is just too short and lacks any replayability. Apparently you can get through the game in about an hour. However, there was a free update that came out in June of this year and added 5 new levels for free and the ability to now smooth turn, which addressed the main issues for this game. So if you haven't played this since launch, you should pop it back in and check out the new content.
Welcome to Electrician Simulator VR.
Right now you can get Electrician Simulator VR plus Bridge the Gap bundled together at 45% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 50% off total. Ever wondered what it's like to be an electrician? Well, this could be the closest thing to getting your apprenticeship. With over 80 people rating it 4.1 out of 5 stars, 77% gave this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 17% did give this 1 star. And I gotta say, I'm really curious to see what this game actually feels like using the natively compatible and incredibly cool bHaptics tack suit and tack sleeves, because I'm assuming you'll physically feel jolted when things go awry. Awesome. Repair outlets and switches, lay cables in the walls, and connect electrical appliances. But don't forget about the fuses, because an encounter with electricity can be very dangerous. Buy the necessary items to perform tasks in different ways. Install lamps, replace bulbs, but just be careful not to break anything or you'll have to pay out of your own pocket. And they now have some DLC, but it's currently not on sale. The first one is called Toy Repair. In this playful DLC, you'll troubleshoot and repair quirky gadgets like a remote-controlled robot, levitating drone, and even a haunted EMF detector. Yes, ghosts might be involved. Next we have Smart Devices, where you'll learn how to work with wireless connections by installing smart home tech. Set up motion sensors, smart switches, RGB bulbs, and much more in fully interactive environments. And the other DLC is a skin pack that simply changes the look of key in-game items and shows off your style while on the job. This pack includes new visual skins for your hands, cable bundles, cable detector, and the in-game watch. Very interesting, and I'm definitely going to have to get my hands on this one just because it has the bHaptics tack suit and tack sleeve compatibility. Introducing yet another take on the Lemmings formula with modern VR mechanics, this is Bridge the Gap. Only 25 people have rated it 3.84 out of 5 stars, with 68% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 12% did give this 1 star. And the whole premise of the game is that you're a friendly spirit entity tasked with helping these little monkeys find their way through the mysterious Bricklands. You must create safe passages between portals as you lead the monkeys to safety, helping them overcome all environmental obstacles along the way. And this touts to have 5 unique settings with 80 varied levels, with more coming soon. And even though the game's been out for just a little while, I've only heard great things about it so far.
Shit!
And yet another absolute must-have for every PSVR2 owner, you can get the Resident Evil Gold Edition at 70% off. Almost 44,000 people have rated it 4.67 out of 5 stars, with 92% of the audience giving it 4 or 5 out of 5. And just like Resident Evil 4, the game does not have that VR mode built in, so you do need to go to the PlayStation Store, find Resident Evil Village, go all the way down till you see add-ons, click that VR mode, install it, then load the game up and you're ready to go. But unlike the standard edition, this Gold Edition at 60% off does include a whole plethora of extras that some of it does work in VR, and we're going to go over this really quick. In the Gold Edition, you are getting the Trauma Pack DLC, and with that, it does include the Samurai Edge AW Model 01, and that is available in VR, as well as the Resident Evil 7 Found Footage Filter, and that is not available in VR, as that's for the flat screen experience only. You're getting the Resident Evil 7 tape recorder save point. Unfortunately, that is not in VR. You're getting Safe Room Music Go Tell Aunt Rhody, that is in VR, as well as the Mr. Everywhere weapon charm, that is in VR as well. And with this Trauma Pack, you'll immediately unlock the Village of Shadows difficulty. And I do not know whether or not that Village of Shadows difficulty is available in VR. Anybody in the comments section, if you've played this, please let us know whether or not we can do this in VR. If not, I'm going to have to check it out sooner than later and let everybody know. You're also getting the Tragedy of Ethan Winters artwork and the Baker Incident Report, which are not available in VR. But the most important part of the Gold Edition that you're getting here is the Winters expansion. And there are 3 main modes to this game, and they're not available in VR, unfortunately. The first one is the ability to play the game in third-person mode. This is the classic Resident Evil 4, where you're seeing yourself in third person, but man, I gotta say, if you're a huge fan of the Resident Evil series, you probably will want to check this out. As well, this includes the Mercenaries additional orders, and just like the Resident Evil 4, this is a separate minigame where it's all about your skills in these time-based challenges. But unlike Resident Evil 4, this one includes 3 new characters, including the towering Lady Dimitrescu, as well as Heisenberg from what I'm seeing here in the trailer. I do not know that third one. Anyone in the comment section, if you want to let us know, that'd be great. But the most significant part of this DLC is called Shadows of Rose. And this is a new scenario starring the grown-up Rose, Ethan's beloved daughter, who was kidnapped as a baby, that kicked off the original Village story. And just showing you real quick the rating that this actual DLC received, I am assuming that is the Shadows of Rose DLC, that is that extra storyline plot. I do wish that was in VR, like Daughters on Resident Evil 7. Don't know why they didn't do that. That would have been really cool to play. And speaking of which, the next DLC is again not in VR, but I didn't even know this existed until I did these sales videos. In the base game, you do get for free Resident Evil Reverse. This is an online multiplayer game that you play against your friends where you're fighting each other as teams. Then whoever dies, they spawn into these monsters and now they're attacking you. I've never played before, again, not in VR, will never play this. It even says in the description that the online service does not last forever and at any time this game could go offline, so heads up. And for all of you that are unsure whether or not the Resident Evil Village is for you, I highly recommend you do get the gameplay demo for free on the PlayStation Store right now. But of course, the next game that needs to be in every PSVR2 library, we're talking about Resident Evil 4, and it's 50% off right now. With over 109,000 people rating the game, 4.74 out of 5 stars, 93% of the audience gave this 4 or 5 out of 5. Incredible. And just speaking from experience again, I've never played this game before in the past whatsoever. This was my first experience in VR on the PSVR2, and I gotta say, man, I was blown away. And what I mean by that is, unlike Resident Evil Village, this game does take that classic video game challenge formula and then reinvents it in VR with all these zombies running at me at full room scale. What I absolutely loved about this game is it is a testament to taking a traditional video game, literally with all of the challenges, and not compromising it whatsoever for the VR medium. If anything, only enhancing it, giving you more freedom to actually move and dual wield. Spinning your body around in full life-size room scale VR is just an experience you cannot get on the flat screen, literally. But before I get ahead of myself, I do have to let everybody know, when you go to buy this game, it does not have that VR mode initially locked into it. You do have to go to the PlayStation Store, find Resident Evil 4, go all the way down, you're going to see add-ons there, and then you're going to see the Resident Evil 4 VR mode. Click that, download it, install it, then jump into the game. And real quick, I do have to show you right now, in order to play this game in full room scale VR, you do have to go to the settings I'm showing you right here. So when you hit your options button, go to options, VR controls, locomotion, controller. Pressing forward, looking around, I'm still able to move forward, guys. Still able to pull back and look around without him moving the body. When I press forward and move my body completely, look, he's turning around. It knows. It knows. And of course, every time they put this game on sale, they do include some add-ons. And as I go through these extra DLCs, I'm going to speak to what is available in VR and what isn't. So in VR, you can use the Resident Evil Deluxe weapon Sentinel 9. It's 25% off. Or you can purchase the weapon Skull Shaker. It's 25% off. You can even use these accessories in VR, but you're not going to see them on your face. You might see them in a cinematic mode when they're showing Leon. It's 25% off. And the other one they're offering is a bunch of costumes. This one's called the Casual set for both Leon and Ashley. It's 25% off. And the next costumes available for Leon and Ashley is called Romantic. It's 25% off. But the next DLC, it says specifically the actual filter is not available for VR. This one's called Costume and Filter Hero. It's 25% off. When it comes to the filter, that's a 2D flat screen experience. And what you're seeing here, this is an actual image of the before and after. So personally, when I'm seeing this, it looks really washed out. I'd rather just the original look altogether. And the other filter set that is not available in VR, this one's called Costume and Filter Villain. It's 25% off. Quickly showing you here, this is the actual filter, and I feel like it looks kind of red and orangey. It doesn't look as good as the original version, so I'm not too sure. Maybe I'm not seeing it on my screen. I don't know why anybody would want to do this, but unless I'm missing something, please let me know. However, the next DLC is available for you to use in VR, and it does sound like the coolest piece. All of you out there who have played Resident Evil back in the day, number 4, you will love this original version soundtrack swap. It's 25% off, and right from the PlayStation Store description, it does say you can switch this up, pausing the menu and going into the extras menu. And of course, this can be used for the main game. However, it does not work for the Separate Ways DLC, which again is not in VR, so don't worry about that one. And the next DLC is available in VR. This is called the Treasure Map Expansion. It's 25% off, and quite simply, in the game, you do automatically have this treasure map, and this simply just gives you more items on that treasure map, if not a couple extra items that weren't in the actual base game. And the location of those additional treasures can be confirmed in the main game map area there. But get this, some of the actual treasures you obtain in the main game using this expansion pack can be used in the Separate Ways DLC. So it's right there in the description, Sony's official statement there. You can see it for yourself. And if all of that interests you, you can get the bundle. It's called the Resident Evil 4 Extra DLC Pack, and it's 25% off. And again, just showing the list of all the content that we just went over and just speaking to this. Again, not everything works in VR. It's giving you an actual bullet form here, what's compatible and what's not compatible. So it is really confusing, being honest with you. However, I do not recommend any of this extra stuff. Just get the base game, especially at this sale price. That's all you need. That's all I needed to play the game, loving it and playing it all the way through. And the last piece of DLC that is offered still for Resident Evil 4, this has to do with upgrading your weapons using tickets. The first offering they have are individual tickets. They're 25% off each, and you can see there's an A on this one, and they're labeled this way because you can only get 6 of them. And then after that, you can't buy any more individual tickets. That's why they're labeled A, B, C, D, E, and F. However, they do offer a triple pack, and it's 25% off, again lettering them A, B, C, and D. And then they offer one 5-pack, and it's 25% off. And then there is a letter A there. However, again, that's the only one that they're offering. And just to speak to this, it is confirming that you can use this in the main game, of course, and the Separate Ways DLC. Again, that Separate Ways DLC is not in VR, so it's just speaking to all the things you can do with it. As well, you can download another free add-on called The Mercenaries, but it's not in VR. Over 550 people have rated it 4.52 out of 5 stars, with 84% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. And this game mode is all about racing against the clock and battling your way to the top of the leaderboards. And if you're a huge Resident Evil fan and love the flat screen and VR, you can save big and get the Resident Evil Remake Trilogy at 55% off. However, it's the Resident Evil 4 Gold Edition that is only VR compatible. That said, I still recommend just getting the Resident Evil 4 Standard Edition at 50% off, as that's all you need for the VR awesomeness. But of course, if you're unsure whether or not Resident Evil is for you, I highly recommend you get that gameplay demo on the PlayStation Store right now.
Epsilon, come in. Get out of there ASAP, now. Run!
Red Matter has been heavily upgraded for the PSVR2, and it's currently 43% off. Over 1,500 people have rated it 4.68 out of 5 stars, with 94% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. As Agent Epsilon in Red Matter, you'll investigate a top-secret research project on Rhea, one of Saturn's moons, decipher hidden messages and mechanisms using an array of high-tech tools in a surreal, high-detail, brutalist environment. But beware, the truth you uncover may be darker than you ever imagined. And I have to say, I did just play this again for the first time on the PSVR2, and I felt like the entire game looked much better, and that could have been just because everything was sharp and clean at the 4K HDR OLED display here. But the room scale, me walking around freely, full 360, being able to interact with everything with no tracking issues whatsoever, the adaptive triggers, the controls, everything just felt way better. So yes, even though you might have played this on the PSVR 1 a long time ago, there is a free upgrade for Red Matter 1. I do highly recommend you put it in and play it for a couple more hours, play it all over, and then go play Red Matter 2.
Isla Nublar. It's like coming home.
Use stealth while solving puzzles to survive the horrors of Jurassic World Aftermath Collection, and it's 80% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 85% off total. Over 820 people rated it 3.8 out of 5 stars, with 55% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 11% did give this 1 star. The plot is set between Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and this game is fully voice acted, featuring Laura Bailey and Jeff Goldblum. And quite simply, this is a collection of episodes that were released, I think, on the Quest or PCVR before, all in one game now, enhanced for PSVR 2. In the beginning, you crash land near the Jurassic World theme park and find yourself trapped in an abandoned research facility when their mission to recover valuable information goes disastrously wrong. And after getting this game during the holiday sale at the exact same sale price, I was really surprised at how good the game looked, sounded, felt, and generally played all together. I was also surprised with how long the game took to complete, which was around 8 hours. I do think if you're a fan of the franchise, you would totally want to experience this stealth survival game, especially on the PSVR 2. But the plot is nothing complicated and has its own unique flavor as a side story. Even though I do think the game would have been way scarier with today's tech if it looked more realistic like Resident Evil, fortunately, all cartoons really do look awesome on that 4K HDR OLED display. And just for a couple bucks, man, I can easily recommend this, but not at the regular price. To be honest, and to manage expectations, the puzzles were extremely easy, and I can't really call them puzzles. Only once I was truly stumped for a while, and that stood out to me. Also, I highly recommend that you play this in room scale and physically crouch, crawl, and hide under desks if you can, as it absolutely adds to the fear and immersion of this game. Let's go movement first. Orientation, hands. CS, that is room scale when you're turning with your body. But you can move and turn looking, but keeping your left arm straight the entire time. Even though the game doesn't look really scary, it can get pretty tense if you play this way. And this game is all about sneaking and surviving. So yeah, I have to push you guys to play this way if you can. Nice. I escaped intact. If you're looking for the fastest, most accessible online multiplayer first-person shooter on PSVR2, Alvo is currently 50% off. Over 860 people have rated it 3.79 out of 5 stars, with 68% giving it 4 or 5 out of 5, but 16% did give this 1 star. I did play the shit out of this on the PSVR1. I did have the aim controllers, 2 of them, so I had a blast back in the day. I did pay that upgrade fee, and it is evidently revised with that 4K HDR graphics. The controls are completely revamped, and I mean completely. And unlike any other first-person shooter, this actually has set the bar when it comes to all the options you can choose between. If you prefer that Firewall Ultra classic, just hitting buttons to reload, you can play that way. Or you can now detach your 2 arms and have individual arms like I love, manual reload, all that stuff. And unlike the Pavlovs or the Firewall Ultras, in this game you can jump, you can slide, and you can sprint around corners really fast. And on the PSVR2, it is a massive difference when it comes to the frame rate even. So everything about it, it's not just, you can play the same game revised on the PSVR2 using the new controllers. No, they totally adapted it to the PSVR2 tech. And at that price, if you've never owned this and you're looking for that Call of Duty online first-person shooter with progression, meaning that every time you play, you're getting experience points, and with those experience points, you unlock new attachments, new guns, new things. Essentially, this game has it all. The one negative that I'm hearing online, there's not a lot of people playing this game anymore. So I really got to give it to the developers, man. They've been totally working with this game for a long time, enhancing it, making it awesome for PSVR2, and I think everyone should at least check this out. Mind Labyrinth VR Dreams has been remade for PSVR2 and even enhanced for the PS5 Pro, and it's currently 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 50% off total. Only 16 people have rated this so far, 3.81 out of 5 stars, with 62% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 19% did give this 1 star. Mind Labyrinth VR takes you on a deep and immersive inner journey where symbolic landscapes and atmospheric environments guide you toward calm, awareness, and renewed energy. Explore dreamlike worlds, experience meaningful emotions, and be inspired by words that nourish your mind and spirit. Each environment has its own emotional resonance, with everything designed to promote introspection and relaxation, accompanied by a powerful soundtrack featuring music from Oscar-winning composers and internationally acclaimed artists known for their emotional depth. Along the way, you will discover peaceful sanctuaries, meditative spaces where you can pause, enter, and immerse yourself in theta and delta sound frequencies. These brainwave patterns are widely studied in neuroscience for their ability to support deep relaxation, inner exploration, and mental renewal. Developed with the support and recognition of major international scientific research centers, Mind Labyrinth has also been used in clinical settings to assist emotional recovery and guided visualization. The title was nominated for the prestigious VR Fitness Awards as Best VR Meditation App of the Year, earning global recognition for its innovative approach to digital wellness. Mind Labyrinth is your interactive space to slow down, explore, and reconnect with yourself. Very interesting, and I truly wonder if this is much better on the PS5, because I did play this on PSVR1 so many years ago for literally 11 minutes, so I obviously didn't go back. And unfortunately, there is no upgrade path for this game, so anybody out there, if you own this, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know if we should grab that at that sale price. For those of you that remember the Mega Man, this one's called System Critical 2, and it's 80% off right now. Over 310 people have rated it 3.74 out of 5 stars, with 66% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 21% did give this 1 star. And that said, from personal experience, I have put in a few hours into this already. I'm probably 1/3 of the way through, and even though I'm always open-minded to what I'm about to play, you know, I did go in and I felt like I was kind of pushing myself through it. The challenge and the difficulty is absolutely there. It was okay to move around, okay to shoot, but the game feels okay to me. Even at 80% off for a few bucks, that's really still hard for me to recommend when I haven't gone back to play the rest of the game personally. So it's not that it was buggy or glitchy. I didn't feel like I had to keep going back. I felt like I actually had to cover it and continue going through it. But maybe the game picks up halfway through, I have no idea. Anyone who owns the game has beaten System Critical too. Can you let us know whether or not everyone should get this game at the sale price? In the future, toy companies want to expand and assist the military using toy mechs to train for battle in Mecha Party. And it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 20% more, making it 70% off total. Only 55 people have rated it 3.65 out of 5 stars, with 64% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 20% did give this 1 star. This legit supports up to 3 versus 3 and has seasoned player versus player combat. From long range shooting to melee combat, mechas have a variety of skills. It totally reminds me of that game called Overwatch. I've never played it before, but that is the multiplayer online battle arena type game. The story goes that it's the 21st century and robotics have taken the world by storm with robots and AI and are ever present in people's daily lives. Interesting. Toy companies, having recognized the true potential of this technological wonder, have introduced robot model toys equipped with state-of-the-art VR operating systems, allowing users to immerse themselves in epic virtual battles. Simultaneously, players are assisting the development of AI combat models in hopes of expanding the business into the military sector, establishing the first ever robot battle league, the Mecha Party. So that's really weird because we're almost there. Literally, I'm playing VR. I don't know if I'm assisting the military by accident or not. It kind of reminds me of that Arrested Development episode where Buster's, you know, taking down people with drones, not realizing he's not playing a video game.
And his childlike inability to distinguish between games and reality.
Let yourself be transported by an experience that goes beyond the ordinary, where dreams and nightmares meet to help you rediscover who you truly are in Audio-to-Haptics. And it's 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 50% off total. Only 69 people have rated it 3.58 out of 5 stars, with 61% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 17% did give this 1 star. Audio-to-Haptics offers a one-of-a-kind experience in the world of video games, taking you on an extraordinary journey through dreams and nightmares that will lead you to discover more about yourself. Your actions will transport you to the magnificent or hellish worlds where emotions you thought were lost will resurface intense and vivid. Interesting. An engaging original soundtrack composed by Maestro Mario Razzini will accompany you through majestic and extraordinary environments. You will experience a dreamlike world where music, landscapes, and your actions intertwine to bring you back to the core of human emotions, such as joy, fear, and wonder. This interactive journey will immerse you in a unique experience designed by experts in art therapy, chromotherapy, music therapy, and psychology to engage you on a level never seen before. Oh, that sounds awesome. Join the battlefield with up to 64 players online in D-Day Enhanced Edition, and it's 60% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 15% more, making it 75% off total. Almost 1,400 people have rated it 3.52 out of 5 stars, with 61% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 25% did give this 1 star. So this was a PSVR1 game, and it did get the upgrade treatment with all new maps, new rewards, enhanced visuals, enhanced mechanics such as manual reload, the whole thing. And I'm assuming the actual controls are far better with the precise PSVR2 tracking. And there are 5 classes with a progression system, allowing you to enhance each class with special abilities and perks, as well as weapon customization with scopes and all that other stuff. The 64-player online matches include Team Deathmatch, Attack and Defend, and Free For All. Awesome! Again, not only with the improved mechanics of manual reloading of all weapons, eye tracking allows you to call out enemies or objectives just by looking at their location, and the adaptive triggers and vibration are used to give weapons a more immersive feel when shooting. Right on. And if that sounds good, you may want to get the special edition instead, because it's 60% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 15% more, making it 75% off total. And that special edition delivers the base game along with the infamous Shark Mouth skin, and that skin can be applied to almost all weapons weapons in the game. This edition also comes with the Silver Special skin, which is available independently on the store. The Officer Pack is also included, which gives you exclusive access to the General and the Lieutenant characters. Very cool. Or better yet, you can get the Gold Edition, and that's 60% off, but if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 15% more, making it 75% off total. And with that Gold Edition, it delivers the base game along with 2 exclusive weapon skins, the Golden Ivory skin and the infamous Sharkmouth skin. As well, it does come with the Gold and Silver skins, which are also available independently on the store. With this edition, you do get 2 exclusive character skins for the Recon Soldiers, the German and British Commando. The Officer Pack is also included, which gives you access to that General and the Lieutenant characters, and each character comes with 2 additional skins only available in this Gold Edition. Become a burglar in Thief Simulator VR Greenview Street, and it's 40% off. Over 1,100 people have rated it, 3.22 out of 5 stars, with 48% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 32% did give this 1 star. Sneak around and rob houses all over the neighborhood while freely moving in an open world. Smash windows or use a glass cutter to open them silently. Treat yourself to a car ride. Awesome. Buy and use various thieving tools. Raise your experience level and learn new tricks. Sell your loot to various dark types, online and in person. Hack stolen electronics to raise their price on the black market while hiding from the police under beds, in closets, and garbage cans. But most important, don't get caught. And just to speak to the extra attention this game is getting, there are some other packs of DLC available. These are not on sale, but you may be interested to know what else is available here. 2 of these are maps with new missions, game mechanics, loot, characters, houses, security challenges, hijacking cars, cloning keys, and more. And the 3rd pack is all about adding more costumes and accessories essentially. And if you're unsure whether or not this game is for you, you can get the Thief Simulator VR Prologue, which is the demo for free on the PlayStation Store right now. The next game was Upload VR's Game of the Year for 2022, but I personally think it's the worst game on PSVR2. What the Bat? And it's 60% off. 190 people have rated it, 3.89 out of 5 stars, with 68% of the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5. That said, my experience totally different. I personally feel that this game actually hurts how people view games in VR and what to expect, because man, I gotta say, this was absolutely atrocious when it comes to gameplay and fun factor. I mean, every level, and there are 100 of them, and I went through the entire game for everybody. I actually covered this. You can see a thumbnail right there, literally showing you what to expect if you go to buy this game. I honestly don't think I can recommend this to people with children. I felt that, yes, everything was really lackluster is the best way to describe it. Even though the game worked, you know, the controls did work, I would give this 2 out of 5. If something was glitchy or if the game bugged out, it would have scored a 1, but everything about it I really disliked. Again, with over 100 unique levels of slapstick comedy and craziness, that's not what I felt whatsoever. Brushing my teeth with a bat, you know, I'm not laughing out loud. That was a task, literally, out of the 100 things. Including 9 chapters with unique settings and baseball challenges. No, they're not baseball challenges. You're literally just swinging your bat and it hits the ball, and there's really no accuracy going on whatsoever that I found, truly. With approximately 4 hours of playtime, but remember to take breaks. Yeah, I don't even know, like, within the first 20 minutes, I knew I wasn't going to like the game, just being honest, and I was going in pretty open-minded. So yes, I highly encourage you, please check out my video, and that game was given to me as a free review key. Again, thank you so much, Triband, for sending me a review key, because I wouldn't have checked it out, and I wouldn't have known what to expect, other than what Upload VR gave this Game of the Year for 2022. Fantavision was originally released on the PlayStation 2, and is back on the PSVR 2, and it's currently 60% off right now. Over 140 people rated this 3.31 out of 5 stars, with a completely mixed bag of reviews here. But that said, just speaking from experience, I did buy the game during launch. It may have been patched since. When I popped it in, I wasn't initially impressed with the colors and the vibrance. There's just something about the fireworks that seemed a bit really fuzzy, and even the backgrounds themselves, to me, the buildings and whatnot, didn't appear this super clarity that I'm used to after playing like Horizon and Pavlov and stuff. But either way, the game is a puzzle-based game like a Columns or something like that, where you're making these connections to the same colored fireworks that you're hitting there and you're exploding them. So I can see the addictive factor here if you're into those types of games, but because I was so excited with the PSVR 2 and then I dropped to this, I felt like, no, I'm going back to Pavlov like ASAP. So I didn't give this more than probably an hour and a half. But I do know there are a lot of people back in the day that did enjoy the actual experience, so this would be the way to play it in full VR, I would think. So yeah, sorry, I cannot personally recommend this game just from personal experience. Successfully land on drop pads with precision in Dropship Commander, and it's 60% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 15% more, making it 75% off total. Only 51 people have rated it 3.1 out of 5 stars, with 47% giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 31% did give this 1 star. Land your dropship on settlements across the galaxy to bring much needed supplies to colonists and miners. Your job is to navigate through some of the harshest environments and successfully land on drop pads spread throughout each location. Each landing earns you points, with the more difficult the drop, the more points you earn to take your spot on the leaderboards. You'll start off with some easy landings on the moon and then progress through the caves of Mars, the meteor zone of Mercury, the volcanic wasteland of Venus, the ice caves of Pluto, and then onto the hazardous asteroid cluster GC12. Very cool. Featuring ramps, drifts, and natural obstacles, EXOcars offers high graphical fidelity with rock-solid frame rate, and it's 20% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 25% off total. Over 240 people rated it 3.07 out of 5 stars, with just under half the audience giving this 4 or 5 out of 5, but 29% did give this 1 star. That said, I highly recommend you watch Without Parole's review of the game so you can fully appreciate what to expect and whether or not you should use a racing wheel. I'll leave a link in the description to that video and hope you check it out like I did.
Here we go again this week.
Future TV shows have gone too far in Super Death Game Show VR, and it's 50% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 60% off total. Only 57 people have rated it 2.93 out of 5 stars, with over half the audience giving this 2 or 3 out of 5 stars. This is simply a compilation of minigames with mainly hand and tool actions with no movement controls that feature a wide range of missions such as target practice, building blocks, and solving riddles. And with a title like this, of course, there is no soft save and load in the middle of this game. If you die, you're done. It's recommended for risk junkies. Anyone in the comments section that owns it, has played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know your experience of whether or not we should grab this at that awesome sale price. Car Mechanics Simulator VR challenges players to repair, paint, tune, and drive cars in the real world, and it's 65% off. Almost 300 people have rated it 2.52 out of 5 stars, with 46% giving this 1 star, but 23% did give this 5 out of 5. In this game, you're going to have realistic work with tools and car parts, growth and expand your repair service empire, buy old vehicles, renovate them, and sell with profit. From what I'm reading though, the initial first stage, the first level, it's full of bugs and glitches from what I understand. Not too sure whether or not it's a tracking issue or if it actually just doesn't work. Again, anyone in the comments section that owns the game, plays it, please let us know your experience. Otherwise, I've been telling people that this game has not been working almost in the beginning levels of the game, which is unfortunate. I do want this to be out there. Brain Beats is another music VR game, but it's designed by a team of psychophysical wellness professionals, and it's currently 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 10% more, making it 50% off total. Only 48 people have rated it 2.52 out of 5 stars, with 63% giving this 1 or 2 stars, but 21% did give this 5 out of 5. The game does include 27 music tracks, and there are 3 different modes here. One completely calm, super chill, low stress, one being moderate, and then one that's more adrenaline, high end. And all you're doing is you're swinging with your sword to hit those blocks and punching with your fists. I don't see any dodging whatsoever going on. I think you're just swinging and punching those blocks and balls there. Other than that, that's all I know about the game, but it's not getting the greatest rating right now. Anyone in the comments section, if you do own the game, have played it, please let us know what you think and whether or not we should get this at the sale price. As a rookie guardian angel, your job is to help a girl achieve her earnest dream in Idolmaker VR, and it's 15% off right now. Only 13 people have rated it 2 out of 5 stars, with 69% giving this 1 star, but 23% did give this 5 out of 5. As her guardian angel, you have 5 years to realize her dream before the girl becomes an adult. Develop her idol dreams through various experiences and training methods. All sorts of futures await depending on your guidance. Take part in regular auditions to show the judges all the talents you've honed thus far. It's good to achieve these big dreams, but it's also important to help raise a healthy adult. Check and utilize her condition stats to balance training and a healthy lifestyle, while creating a systematic development plan for the girl's future. Really weird. That totally sounds different than anything I've seen before, but I can't help but notice from this gameplay that it looks a lot like point and click with a laser pointer instead of VR interactions. But again, I've never played this before, so I can't say anything from personal experience. Anyone in the comments section, if you own it, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know whether or not we should grab this at that sale price. Dive into the world of supermarket management with Supermarket CEO Simulator VR, and it's 35% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 40% off total. Almost 130 people have rated it 1.69 out of 5 stars, with 72% giving this 1 star, but 12% did give this 3 out of 5. Now, I do know that this was a flat screen game and it looks like that flat screen game with point and click interaction, but adding that ability to move around in VR. From the few channels that have covered this, it seems the game definitely has its fair share of bugs and issues, which really sucks to hear. The premise of the game has you literally become the CEO of your very own supermarket, growing it from a small shop into a massive retail chain. Manage inventory, choose suppliers, set prices, and create marketing campaigns to attract more customers. Design the floor layout while choosing the style and arrangement of products to make your store not only functional, but also appealing to shoppers. Complete various tasks and earn rewards for accomplishments. Become a sales leader and win the hearts of your customers while setting new records for your supermarket. Are you ready to take on the challenge? I'm not too sure that I actually am. Anybody in the comments, if you own this, played it, loved it, or hate it, please let us know your thoughts in the comments. That would be great. Prepare for the fight of your life, because Down and Out is 70% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 75% off total. Almost 200 people have rated it 1.67 out of 5 stars, with 74% giving this 1 star, and the rest completely mixed there. And this claims to be a first-person brawler where you take the mean streets as a wandering fighter, face waves of enemies and an intuitive, real-time combat system, rise to the top of street fighting rings, or explore the city and stake out your territory. But unfortunately, I am reading everyone everywhere is saying that this game is still full of bugs and totally incomplete. And to top it off, the fighting is actually really repetitive and boring. That said, I've never personally played the game before, so I can't speak to it from experience, but I can say that this was meant to be an open world fighting game where the AI adapts to your fighting style, but apparently not so much fun to play. Anyone in the comments that wants to speak up, if you had a good experience with this game, please let us know. Otherwise, I can't recommend this one even at that sale price. And the game that is currently the second worst rating on the PlayStation Store, this is Flight Simulator Delivery 2025 VR, and it's 40% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 45% off total. Almost 800 people have already rated this 1.35 out of 5 stars, with 86% giving this 1 star, and the rest completely mixed again. I've never played the game and have no desire to, as I would instantly recommend getting Ultra Wings 2, and of course Aces of Thunder whenever that comes out. But I do have to give a shout out to Jammy Hero for doing this video you're seeing here in the thumbnail, going over what's truly unacceptable on the PlayStation Store right now, with a couple games that are falsely advertising game mechanics within their trailers that aren't actually in their game. Super shitty. I highly recommend you guys check out Jammy Hero's video if you haven't already, and his channel for everything PSVR2 pretty much daily. And props to Jammy for leading me to check out Mr. Deathwish VR's channel by showing his actual gameplay footage for Flight Sim 2025. I totally enjoyed Mr. Deathwish VR's impressions, showing exactly what's wrong with the game in just a couple minutes and giving me everything I needed to know. Awesome. That said, everyone, I highly recommend you check out Mr. Deathwish VR's video on this so you can see for yourself why you should totally avoid the game. I'll leave links in the description for both his video and Jammy Hero's. Thanks so much to the two of them for spreading the word so we don't accidentally waste our time and money. Very much appreciated. And the game with currently the worst rating on the PlayStation Store, Critical Strike Shooter VR SWAT Rescue Mission, is on sale at 30% off. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you save 5% more, making it 35% off total. Only 81 people have rated this so far, 1.14 out of 5 stars, with 94% of the audience giving this 1 star. Wow. And I'm going to leave it up to the people that have actually played the game, so I'm going to recommend you check out MoFun VR's channel and see their first impression with it, as I feel they did a great job describing their experience. I'll leave a link in the description, as I think you should definitely check it out before buying this game. Oh man, love that rumble in the back. Seriously, just the waves going all through my back, lower back. Like, it feels fantastic. Therapy. And that is all of the games and DLC for this Tokyo Game Show 2025 sale until Wednesday, October 8th. If you guys like the video or any of the sales videos that are produced, please click that like and now hype button. And if you love what I'm doing with the channel, please subscribe to it. And for all of you that have subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I super appreciate it. Until the next one.
PlayStation